In today's video, we're going to be putting a new windshield onto the truck. Now, I'm not going to be doing that myself. Usually I like to do stuff myself, but with glass, I don't really trust myself. So I'm going to have one of my neighbors who installs glass professionally come and do it. I already got all of the chrome strips, stainless strips I should technically say, since they are stainless. I got all the stainless trims all polished up for the windshield trim. If you didn't know, the ST trucks and some of the deluxe trim levels, they have a grooved windshield seal. So it's a normal seal, but there's a little groove where you put the chrome trim that goes along the windshield. Now, what happened is I had the hood on my truck. When I pulled the motor out, it was in the street and it wasn't, attached in the back, and I didn't have the front mechanism attached or anything. So the wind came, blew it over, and it hit the windshield of my dad's truck and shattered his windshield. So since we couldn't find a windshield, what we did is our friend ended up giving us this windshield, which has a crack in that upper corner, just so we can put it on and drive it around. And the guy that did our windshield, our neighbor, we couldn't find a seal in time, especially a grooved one, since they were out of stock, and I think they still are out of stock. So what we did is we just ended up siliconing the windshield to it. That way it wouldn't leak. And this was just a very temporary fix, but it looks super, super half-assed. But that's, like I said, we couldn't find the seal, and we didn't have a good windshield. So we figured, you know what, this windshield doesn't have that big of a crack. We can still drive it around. The crack's in that upper corner. This whole piece up here is cracked. So now we got a new windshield. We got the new windshield seal, which I actually got up here, just sitting up here collecting dust. So here it is. And as you can see, it is the grooved one there. So now we have the new seal, we have the new windshield in my living room. Now he's going to come over and throw that one on. Anyone wondering what the difference is? This is the solid windshield seal that comes on the base model and some of the deluxe model trims. You can get this fairly cheap. I believe this one's like 30 bucks since it doesn't have the groove seal, and it's, widely available. Since this is an ST, it has this seal over here, which is not even close to 30 bucks. Now, I wish it was as cheap as it was for the base models, but this was actually a pretty penny just for the seal alone, not including the windshield that we got, because there is multiple windshields. There's windshields like this that have the sun strip already in there. It's hard to see, but the top of the windshield is like a smoked color, I guess. It fades in. And then we have these windshields that don't have anything. So we ended up getting the windshield that has a smoked top, sun visor built in like this one. Today's actually going to be pretty busy since I'm going to be working on the hard body right here. I'm going to be doing some suspension mods on the front end, angle kit if anyone is wondering. And then I'll just wait, I guess, for my neighbor to pull up, get out of work. That way he can go ahead and do the windshield. So this right here is the before, which was the temporary fix. It looks super half-assed, but I'll tell you what, it didn't leak, so that's all that we were after. Water inside. I had to loosen the dash a bit to push it back in order to get the seal to actually seat all the way on the inside. So now the whole dash is loose, you can see.
Sí, el hilo va por dentro, va metido acá adentro. Oh, ok.
crazy the way they do this. And just like that, the new windshield is on. So hopefully we have no leaks. I don't see why we would have any leaks. We have a fresh new seal, which was pretty hard to find. I actually was able to get my hands on 2 of them. So I got one for my dad and I got one extra just to have, just because they're, like I said, they're super hard to come by since they don't make them anymore. And not to mention they are pretty pricey. So this one was brand new, still in the bag. So this thing should last, I would say, another 20 years perfectly with no issues. We also got all of the trim in there. It's all freshly polished, but right now it doesn't look polished because it got a little bit of the window cleaner on there, which I got to clean off. But right now we're just, my dad's putting on his little lights down here because one of them fell out because, as most of you guys probably know, this thing is static. And my dad drives it like this low, static. So it's, sometimes, you know, when you go on bumpy roads, lenses and lights tend to fall off, which is a common thing. So he's throwing those on because tomorrow we're going to go to a show. So he already got his interior all nicely cleaned up. Shout out to 720 Era for hooking us up with this super sick dash mat that, you know, hides all of the cracked dash, which doesn't look good at all. So that's covered. And then here you go, you guys can see 720 Era all the way, baby. But his interior is all cleaned up for tomorrow's show. Should be pretty fun. It's gonna be here in Ontario. I don't know if I'll get this video uploaded in time. That way you guys would know about this. But I might take the camera and maybe film some trucks, some cars, some lowriders, some mini trucks, and see what we see. God, I just can't get over this interior and how clean it is. This is honestly goals right here. Kind of regret selling this truck to my dad because I love it so much, but it's all good because he's got a dope truck that he can roll around now and be happy cruising his truck. Also, we gotta cut the shell and still modify it and do all that for it to fit right, which will be on a later video. So the windshield that we removed is right here. If anyone wants it, you can literally have it for free. Just come pick it up. It's in Ontario. We were gonna throw it away, but we figured, you know what? Let's hold on to it in case someone or something happens like us, where your windshield breaks and you can't get your hands on one, and it's your only daily driver, and you need to drive it. You could throw this on and drive it until you find a nice, clean, crack-free dash. So if anyone wants this, it only has this crack up here. So, you know, I'm not gonna lie and say that it's perfect because it's not. It has a couple rock chips, but you know, it's good. Like I said, in case you have an emergency and you need a windshield, hit us up. We're in Ontario. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video and maybe found it somewhat entertaining. But I'll catch you guys in the next one, hopefully with some more miniature content. Peace out.